the man took out a bullet. He disassembled the magazine, took out the spring inside. Then he grabbed a pair of pliers and cut off a section of the spring. Next he threaded it through some cotton thread, then used the pliers to tighten and secure it. He made sure the spring wouldn't fall off. The man then tied the pliers to the cotton thread. Finally he tore off a small piece of a scarf, carefully threaded it through the spring, rolled it up into a ball, turning it into a bright bait. In this way a simple fishing rod was made. The 3 pilots had been stranded on the sea for 2 days without food or water. If they didn't find a way to catch food soon, the 3 of them would eventually starve to death. So Carl, with a mindset of trying his luck, cast the hook into the sea. To their surprise, not long after a fish actually bit the hook. The man and Carl struggled with all their might but couldn't pull the fish up. Instead the bait and hook were eaten clean. They were planning to use the remaining materials to make another hook and continue fishing, but the scorching sun made everyone dizzy. They had no energy to try again. The captain and the man wrapped their heads in clothes, and only then did they feel a little better. But Carl was still full of energy. He made a new hook and cast it into the sea again, waiting for a fish to bite. However, he waited for a long time and still didn't get a bite. Hunger and heat kept tormenting Carl. Finally, he couldn't sit still anymore. He quickly put on his life jacket and jumped into the sea, trying to cool down while looking around for fish. Carl swam for a long time, but found nothing except the seawater. He had to return to the raft and think of another way. However, without fresh water and food supply, everyone was weak from hunger. The man could no longer sit still. He scooped up seawater in his hands, hoping to quench his thirst. But the captain told him to put it down immediately. Drinking seawater wouldn't quench thirst, it would only kill you faster. The captain's words filled the man with despair. Carl, trying to stay strong, threw the hook back into the sea again, hoping a fish would bite. Soon small fish finally swam up to the raft, but they just swam around the hook. They showed no intention of biting. Seeing this, Carl lost control. He put away the rope, took out a small knife from his pocket, preparing to take his frustration out on the little fish. The captain hurriedly stopped him, afraid he might puncture the raft. But Carl, starving and delirious, ignored the captain's orders. Instead, he tightened his grip on the knife and started stabbing the seawater fiercely. Suddenly, it seemed like the man had stabbed something.